Hi, I'm Michelle Cragnelli, Manager of Licensing and Education for the Bereavement Authority of Ontario. In this video, I'll be showing you how to submit your funeral and transfer service operator license renewal application online via our licensee portal. Feel free to pause this video to follow along more easily as you process your own operator license renewal. To start, go to our website at thebao.ca. On the top right of your screen, you should see Licensee Login. Go ahead and click on that. This will bring you to our login screen, which looks like this. You're going to enter your license number, which starts with the letters capital O, capital P, followed by a dash, which is then followed by your license number, your operator license number. Then enter your password in the next field. If you don't remember your username or your password, you can click on either of these buttons below to have them sent to the email address that we have on file for the operator. For this training, I'm using a fake account. Click Sign In. Once you're logged in, click on the Licensing tab at the top of the screen and then click on Operator License Renewal. Now, you should see a license renewal number near the bottom left of your screen that starts with the letters LRN. That's your license renewal. But before renewing your license, we're going to ask you to review three things in your online profile. Number one, your licensee profile, which contains contact information for the operator. Number two, executive and shareholder information. And number three, the list of sites that you operate and the site manager name for each site. First, click on Licensee Profile. On this screen, please update any contact information that might be missing or out of date. Scroll down a little bit. Any of these fields below the fiscal year-end field are editable. That is your main phone number, your email, your website, and your office address for your licensed operator. If you make any updates to these fields here, you need to scroll to the very bottom of this page and click Submit to save your changes. Scrolling back up, on this same screen, you're going to be able to see any contacts that we have for your operator license and executive information, that is any officers, directors for a corporation or partners of a corporation, of a partnership rather. If any of this information is not correct, then you need to notify us in writing by sending an email to licensing@thebao.ca or by creating a case online. And down here, you can also see shareholder information. If you click on the little arrow pointing to the left, you'll get back to the previous renewal screen, right here in the very top left of your screen. In step number 2, you can see the instructions there for how to create a case. Right here, I'll just highlight it, for sending us updated executive and shareholder information. In step 3, we're asking you to review the list of sites and verify that the site manager for each site is correct. And again, if any changes need to be made, either create a case following these instructions that you see here, or you can email personallicensing@thebao.ca. That's personal licensing, all one word, at thebao.ca. Now, if you're submitting your renewal at the last minute, you can go ahead and process your renewal and then complete steps 1, 2, and 3. But please don't forget to perform these steps afterward. Now let's get this renewal started. You can either click on the LRN number here on the left side or click on Details on the right side. At the top of the screen, you see 3 tabs: General, Site Activities, and Invoice. To move from one screen to another, you need to use the buttons at the very bottom of the screen. For this first screen, called General, it's like a dashboard. You see your license renewal number right here, the license renewal type, your licensed operator name, and the effective start and end dates of your license. This disposition code is simply the status of your license renewal submission. This description field, scrolling down a little bit, please ignore it. It'll be removed in future portal enhancements. On the right side, there's this dashboard of your site activity statistics. You can't enter any information into these fields. If you want to add a comment, though, of any kind, then just click on Add Comment. Scroll down the page a little bit, and this is where you're going to be checking off these 3 boxes. So 1, 2, and 3. Just confirming that the licensee profile, executive and shareholder information, and the site manager information is correct. Note that information on any holding companies is not viewable at this time. And lastly, this pre-need sales button should actually not appear for funeral and transfer service renewals, and I believe it's just a staging glitch. I'll ignore it, and then I'll just click Next to get to the next page. You're now on the Site Activities page. At the top of this page here is like a dashboard. It will automatically update as you enter the number of deaths registered for each site. To do this, click on the Edit button on the right side of each row and enter the number of deaths registered between November 1st of last year to October 31st of this year. If you have a lot of sites, don't worry about trying to complete this all in one sitting, as the information will be saved on this form as you go along. Also, you won't be able to move to the final screen until a number's been entered for each site. So I'll go ahead and enter a number for each site like this. I'll click on Edit. I have to scroll down just a tiny bit, enter the number of deaths registered. Let's say I'll enter 100, save and submit. For my second site, I'll do the same thing. Scroll down a bit. I'll enter 100 for each site, save and submit. Okay, so now that I've finished updating the death registration info for all of these sites, I click on this button right here at the bottom of the screen. It's just thinking and calculating the total. And then I click on Generate Invoice. Now it's going to ask you to make sure that the information is correct before proceeding. If everything looks correct, then just click on Yes, Proceed. Okay, just try to ignore that spinning action. We'll have this removed with future enhancements. Now you're on the final screen, which is the invoice. You can either click on the invoice ID here on the left or on details on the right side. Payment can be made by credit card, by check, or by money order. If you're paying by credit card, the entire amount must be paid on a single card, as we're unable to divide the amount between multiple cards. And the maximum amount that PayPal can process is $60,000. If you're paying by credit card, select credit card as the payment method, and then you'll see a new PayPal button appear. Click on this button and then select either PayPal or debit or credit card. Okay. Keep in mind when entering your credit card details, you need to change this to the Canadian flag, and the address that you enter, it must match the address that your bank has on record for your credit card. We've had some issues with PayPal rejecting credit cards, especially when the same card is being used multiple times in a day. You might have to contact your bank if you're having problems with your credit card, or you can try another credit card or a debit card. I'm just going to back out of this payment screen here to show you how to process a payment by check and money order. Okay, so back here on the renewal invoice screen, in the payment field, you would select either check or money order, whichever is applicable. Then, okay, I'll just select check. Then in this payment reference field, enter the check number as you know, if you know it, or simply enter TBD. I'll go ahead and enter TBD. Now, you need to scroll down just a little bit to see submit. What some people have done in the past is they haven't scrolled down and then they've stopped right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on submit. This is a very important step because if you don't click submit, we won't know that you've submitted your renewal and that the check is on its way. Okay, so now if you want to download a copy of your invoice, you can click on Go Back. And this will bring you back to the main renewal screen. You have to click back into your renewal by clicking on the number or on details to the right, and navigate to the invoice screen by clicking on the next button at the top, at the bottom of the screen to move forward. So scroll all the way down, click next, then click view invoice at the bottom. Ignore that spinning action. Then you can click on, I don't think invoice works, no, so click on details on the right side. And finally, you can click on download invoice. So it downloads into your downloads folder. And that's it. If you paid by credit card, in most cases, the renewal will be automatically processed. If you paid by check or money order, it'll be processed when we receive your payment. As a final comment, I want you to know that we're aware there's a lot of room for improvement in this process to make it more user-friendly. We're working on enhancements to this process, which you'll see in our next fiscal year. If you still have questions about the renewal process, please don't hesitate to contact the licensing department by phone at 647-483-2645 or by email at licensing@thebao.ca. That's licensing at thebao.ca. Thanks for watching.